It's 7:21 or 1921 at Auburn time. May 25th, 2018. Welcome to week 98. Sessions 476 to 480. With your host, Chinchilla Q, also known as you. Let me do that again. With your host, Chinchilla Q, also known as DJ Skylar of HitRockerProductionsCM.com. Reason why I've redone this podcast because I got distracted. Not quite sure you guys can hear whoever is preaching, but the crazy thing is, it's not even here over on the block. It's like a few blocks down. So whoever microphone system and stuff that is, that mess got good range, audio good range. Because I'm like, who the heck is trying to preach to the next door neighbors, or nothing wrong like that, but like somebody just really passionate. I'm like, who is it? I walk up to the front, I'm like, hold up, ain't nobody here. And we hear different sound waves, it gets kind of less and less and less. So when that was happening, I was like, hold up. And I'm like, okay, that's on the next couple blocks. That must be one of the churches that's on the side of the street, on one of the major streets that's doing the preaching, because it's loud. Or it could be the Jehovah's Witnesses church and, they outside preaching. I don't know, something like that. Wherever it is, it got me off guard of what I was talking about. So we're going to jump to this week's post from May 21st to the 25th. Told you guys last week, I said, once we get into half of May, the rest of this month's going to go by fast. We going to be done with May. June's going to be around the corner next week. So we really think about it. It's like, dang. That's like, wow. Then this year gonna be almost done. So get ready for it. Yeah, they had it. Oh, I know who that is. I heard white men, that's Nation of Islam. Good grief. I don't know where they at. On Western and 30-something. But where they at, they're loud. And they need to go home. So I can do my podcast. And not try to be hearing their riffraff about the white man done this and done that. You know what? Before I get down to the podcast, let me say something. Trust, history has repeated itself and things of that nature. But to my brothers and sisters and stuff that still feel like that, here's the thing, y'all. Continue to empower yourselves and continue to push forward. Same thing for my brown people, my Latinos and things of that nature. Asians, Arabics, and ones that are Muslim as well too, that are being persecuted as well, and being being hit with racism as well too. Like, everybody pride yourselves as to the things that you're blessed with to do, and just move on with your lives. Straight up. I mean, there's enough hate and bull crap in this world. Hell, we need to be hearing about it. So I just want to put that out there. Other than that, for this week's motivational podcast post, you guys going to love it. Because the first one goes like this. For Blessed Mondays, May 21st, 2018, I said, turn down the value for your pride. It's a little bit too loud. Let me explain that, because I don't think you guys understand that. Bring down the value for your pride is a little bit loud. As entrepreneurs and business people, let's not use the word business. Let's say as entrepreneurs in general, let's say entrepreneurs that's working towards having a better life. Some of us do pride ourselves on the things in which we do. There are accomplishments and things of that nature. Some of us know how to say it in a unique way where it's more story driven, but it's true based, and we teach others how to overcome such obstacles and things of that nature. But be humble, not being prideful about it. But there are some individuals that are in the same category of entrepreneurs, but they are the prideful type. The types I'm talking about. The ones that usually be the boss at your job because they are a worker slave and things of that nature, who in general like to tell people about the mistakes, but don't want to tell folks about their accomplishments. like to put folks in the forefront saying, oh, this is what so done that's wrong, but get that evil pride, which means, oh, I'm bigger than you, so I can say whatever the F I want to say in front of you and my lowly managers and my supervisors, because I know they're not going to say anything, because if they do, then I'm going to easily say, well, you guys go home, don't come back, and woo-woo. That's the pride I'm talking about. That's the pride I'm talking about, to which you need to turn the value down if you're like that. There's a whole lot of accomplishments I've done in my life that, to be real, I don't really tell folks about it. Because I was called, my younger youth, when we were young, would be called prideful on certain things or on our accomplishments. And the funny thing is, we really don't be prideful. It's just sometimes how our mannerism is. But there are those who you can tell are very prideful, because they'd be like, look at the latest car I got. Look at the latest phone. Look at the latest. Look at the latest. Look at the latest. Look at whatever that they have, and they just flossing around for everybody to see. That's pride. You see the cat with a nice Lamborghini and things of that nature, you got the chicks around and stuff like that with sunglasses. Try to look cool as fuck, but you ain't cool, whatever. Like, yeah, look at what I got. And then a couple of days later, you see him in an accident, or you see the car got repossessed and things of that nature, and you look at the same person and he's not looking like he was last week. Yeah. See, when your pride is too loud, God will be able to humble you to begin to bring your pride down. I do music and things of that nature, but a whole lot of folks don't even know that I do music, which is crazy. I know little things about business here and there, and I'm still learning each and every day as I grow. But most folks don't even know that I know things about business, not until we get to a conversation. Then I drop the knowledge in the game, humbleness. And folks is like, whoa, we didn't know that about you. It's like, yeah, That's a Sagittarius, for those that believe in that bull crap. And whatever. But a little bit as an introvert, I kind of like keep to myself and things. And there be times where I catch myself for not being prideful, because, be like, hey, I got a new album out, try pushing and things. I'm like, no, let me just humble myself down. There are some times we do need to bring your pride out. What I mean by that, you do it in a good way where you let folks, you're like, this is what I have accomplished. I put this way, the way you let your pride show is when somebody else is being extremely prideful and they're being very boastful. That's when you show your humble pride, where you're like, you know what? We accomplish the same thing. We're in the same race. Thing is, I'm not loud with mine because I know how to bring mine down. To the point which, if I'm really want to get that pride and be like, look at me, look what I have done, rah, woo, we could get down with it. But at the same time, it's like, you don't need to put yourself in that type of category, because it's really not going to mean anything. Straight up. So with that, if your pride is a little bit too down, bring the value down. Because at the end of the day, humbleness goes a long way than anything else. Let's continue. On the Grind Tuesdays, I said, when you know what you want out of life, you start to never settle for the small things ever again. This is very true, and that's for On the Grind Tuesdays, May 22nd, 2018. The reason why I said, when you know what you want out of life, you start to never settle for the small things ever again. I was talking to one of my homeboys who started his own cleaning business and things of that nature. And he's really excited about it. He started taking, this way, some things that he needs to do, and he already jumped on it straight up and just taking care of business. I'm listening to his accomplishments and what he's doing. Just a little small step, but even the small steps is actually big steps, because you're living towards a freedom lifestyle. Like, we had a conversation where Why should we work a 9 to 5, waste our time to the point which we can't get that time back, but we're wasting our time spending 8 hours or whatever just doing mindless work, not really wanting anything major out of life. So I hit him with this. I said, bro, yes, people having barbecues and stuff, making noise, whatever. Other than that, though, I had told the homie, I said, you know what, bro? I said, how about this? I said, because he talked about, we make his first 20,000 and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? No. He's telling me, we was talking about that, then he's talking about something else. Told me a story about how his homeboy has cleaning business and he charged $24 an hour and things of that nature. Got himself a nice contract, and I think less than a month he paid around 40 grand or something like that, like before the end of the month. And the thing is, I told him, I said, you know what, bro? I said, it's kind of crazy. And I said, the reason why it's crazy because you could tell how much you're worth at your job just by looking at your income tax that you get each and every year. I'm like, nobody should not be worth $20-something thousand of wasting your time doing the same mediocre shit each and every day to the point where you look in your income tax like, really? Like, this is how much I made last year? Like, I'm worth this at this job for the amount of work that I put in? For somebody to make that in a year, somebody can make that 20,000 or more within, let's say, the end of the month, or let's say in a week. The reason why I say in a week because it depends on the type of business that you do. To which if you make that in a week, it's like, yo, how did that happen? Easy. You don't settle for less. You go after what it is that you truly want out of life. You don't settle for the small shit. A 9 to 5 is a small shit. Because me and the homie had said, for those that get fired from a job, why go back to a job? I know you got bills and things, but why go back to the job where that right there should be your hustle to get to accomplish what you need to accomplish in your business? To make the connections, make the network, do what you need to do. I mean, you might find some folks at a job, really, like I have found a couple people here and there, but you can find more people out literally, and I mean literally, just by handling your business and just really, take care of what needs to be taken care of. You can do that. Networking, making connections and things. I kid you not, before I was working, I had BS you not. 2010, going 2011. Online, when Facebook was started to get cracking. Well, Facebook groups. Me and one of my good friends out in ATL, out in Atlanta, Georgia, had created a Facebook group. Mind you, keyword said, he out from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm out here in California. That's a nice amount of difference away. Created a Facebook music group for music producers and artists. Basically, anybody that was more entrepreneur side. This is where we start adding entrepreneurship to it. The business side of music, because most folks, they was just like, well, we want to do the A, B, C, D, F, and G. So the homie know a little bit of knowledge of some things. I know a little bit of knowledge of some of the trademarks and copyrights and things of that nature. And so we connected. We made a little group happen, and it was popping for a cool couple years. And then life kind of happened, with everybody, and everybody started branching out to their own things. But most of us still stay connected from each other. And we still been friends about damn near 7, 8, 9 years. I mean, just off of a platform. But from that platform, that's where I started making the connections. I would have met the homeboy out from Calcutta, India, off of the little group that I had. I would have met my Brazilian connections out from the Facebook music group, and then they had their own little Facebook music groups that I joined. And I'm like, oh snap, I'm connected with my Brazilian people. I'm like, this is what's up, because I always want to go out to Brazil, which still will be happening. So, or for my Scottish bro out of Scotland that lives in the UK, whose rap album I still have, still in the package, and the dude's dope. And I still connect with him from time to time. I mean, I would have made the connections even on the other cross of the world I would have made the connections for my good folks out in, I almost said trip phone like that. I would have made the connections for my folks out in Canada. Rule the game. If you're doing a podcast somewhere, socks and flip-flops outside, where half of the ground's kind of rocky because you're liable to step the wrong way and hurt yourself, wear tennis shoes because it makes your feet feel better. But other than that, though, I would have made those connections. By the time I was really grinding, when I didn't have a job, I really was not settling in for less. To be real, I did not want to go back to a 9-to-5 job because I was really like, shit, I'm close to where I need to be at. And then going to continue to learn the things that we need to be. I'm like, we get a job, of course, it's going to make money, but it's going to hinder part of the progress of what we are doing. And I've said the story before, back in 2013, where I did not make a music album not till way later during the fall. And this is why my Death of a Valentino album started coming out more in the fall as opposed to Valentine's Day. Because it was that one year. And the album is called Monochromatic, Chapter 3, Beyond Mind, Body, and Spirit. To me, I would say one of the greatest instrumental albums I ever created. In all humbleness, only because I had a whole lot of aggression inside each and every one of those instrumental tracks. We listened to the sound. We listened to Dreams and Realities, Chapter 1, which came out in 2011. And then 21 Chambers of Black Roses, which came out in 2012. We listened to those two albums. You kind of guys, actually, we listened to Death of a Valentino, Value 1, literally, just called Death of a Valentino Value 1, which came out in 2011 on Valentine's Day. We listened to that album, and you listen to Dreams and Reality, Chapter 1, and 21 Chambers of Black Roses, and then you listen to the rest of the albums, and then you get towards Monochromatic, Chapter 3. That's when we started to hear how my sound kind of change a little bit. But once you hear that album, you kind of hear a little bit of the aggression. Like, yo, like what was he going through? Just like I started working at LAX overnight, living in Redondo Beach, which was cool because we knew the bus routes and the train to get over there or whatever. And plus, there's a safe area in Redondo Beach, so I could get home early in the morning and not have to worry about anything. Then little rednecks here and there that live in different blocks, but they don't bother nobody. Comes to the territory we live in California, you have everybody else out here. And then again, anybody of any racist and things where they are ignorant or knowledge as to a culture. So, that's cool white people on the neighborhood I was living in, so that's all good. Everybody was multi-diverse, so it was cool, it was chill. Loved it. But far from that's working overnight, so I was burnt out and I really had no creativity. The creativity and the grind that I had back in 2010, 2011, and part of 2012. Because it's like during the fall of 2012, like around October, when I started working again. And whatever. But, because I was still in school and stuff like that. But other than that, just having that dark energy of being burnt the fuck out. And then I'm like, man, fuck doing all this, and I'm like, bro, you gotta push your instrumental album out. Had to stop your music. Went ahead and pushed one of the greatest albums ever, to my knowledge, that I like a lot. Because it fits the theme and everything. But before then, I was on the grind doing radio shows each and every night. Just making shit happen. Because I did not want to settle for less. 9 to 5 to me was settling for less. Because to be real, this may sound crazy, but I don't really like certain individuals tell me what I need to do. Because I'm a hard worker as it is. And so, I don't like with certain bosses, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I'll be honest, I respect folks in those type of positions. What they need to do. Straight up, I respect them. But there are some of them, like I mentioned earlier, where they pride is out there, and I'm looking at them like, you need to bring your value down before you get your ass, before you get slapped. Because, it's hilarious. It's like, okay, y'all, you being prideful for woo, 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 woo. But I'm looking at you like shit. I got more years than you when it comes to understanding business and everything. So how about you tone yourself down and re-say what you're going to say in a different way. But at the same time, like I mentioned before on my other podcasts, this is where you have those bosses that been working at the job for 20 plus years and they have not accomplished anything throughout the whole years other than just working for somebody else. Basically, like I said before, being a working slave has somebody else telling what they need to do. Not being your own boss, but you wearing a title saying you are a boss. You're not. You're just bitch made by somebody else that's give you instructions what the fuck you need to do, as opposed to how you need to do your own work. I really was not going to curse in this podcast, but I'm sorry. That little sentence I said right there, it kind of boils me because there's a certain boss on my job that kind of is on that type of need to bring his pride down a lot. Gotta see how you treat others. And I know he's fake with it on how he comes off. And he got more years over me when it comes to the age. When it comes to the wisdom of things, understanding business and stuff like that, got him beat in all humbleness. Let's continue. Let's continue. So for May 23rd, 2018, Motivational Wednesdays, I said those who solve problems are usually the ones with a bigger bank account. This is the one I really want to talk about a lot because I was listening to E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher or E.T. Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas, I must say. Those of you guys who don't know who that is, go on YouTube, type in E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, you see his old videos. Then again, if you ever heard the saying, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That is Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas right there, might you add, who has Thank God It's Monday. I could call them podcasters or something like that, but motivational take action podcasters. How about that? That he does on YouTube and things of that nature. And he's been doing it for a long, cool minute. I was listening to one of his success series podcasts that he did, that he got up on iTunes and everything. And I was listening to it, and he was talking about, those who have a big bank account are usually the ones that solve problems, are problem solvers. And I heard him say it so many times. I heard it from other folks too, and it really hit me till this week. When you hear something from somebody that's already right there to the point where you have to hear it a couple of times to understand what they're talking about. Yeah, this is because your mindset wasn't ready yet, but your mindset gets ready for it. So once I heard it again, I was like, yo, I took a look at everything that we had went through and stuff like that from a whole nother perspective. And I was talking to my good friend about that. I was like, bro, I said, those who solve problems usually have a bigger bank account. Actually, I talked to another good friend of mine. Because I was in the midst of talking to different people on the iPhone, whatever, through text messaging. So I was talking about the new BlackBerry that's come out with one of my homegirls and everything. Now I was talking about something else. One of my other good friends about something and whatnot because their son lost her little AirPods case and things of that nature. So try to help her with the process, with how you try to charge up, the thing and how much the case costs, whatever. And then I was talking to the other homie about, the business stuff. I talked to the other homie about the business stuff. Say, you guys self-internship. And, he said he might get it. I said, we as entrepreneurs, we never use the words if, and, buts, might. I said, we use none of that. I said, what we do is say that we are going to get it and we go for it, period. We have to eliminate some words from our vocabulary once we're in business or entrepreneurs straight up. And of course, it's going to slip because it's human nature. But, it is what it is. But I texted him, though. I was like, bro, I say, you know what? Because he said something to the text. And I was like, you know what? I said, we go through problems in life. And I gave a good example. I said, but when you look at Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they didn't just become rich off the products that they made just because they was like, oh, we want to make computers and iPhones and, things of that nature. No, they didn't just do all of that. They has solved the problem of how folks want to get more information out there. How can we build something or create something that would give point A to point B? Or like Steve Jobs, how can I come back to my company that annexed me and tell me I couldn't do, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Why the hell are all these ants out here? Oh, because of the water. Oh, and the flying. It's getting hot, so the flying ants is having a little ceremony. Imps, I think is what they call them. Nates, something like that. Oh, that's right. It is getting warmer. This that time of the season. If y'all can see what I can see, these ants look like as if they having a prom session with all the families out and everything. I'm like, where are all these ants just like literally come from the ground from? It's getting cooler, so all the little nates, or however they call them, is coming out. Nates is where a certain type of whatchamacallit. Nates is where they are the ants with wings, and those usually are the males and the females. To which they go off somewhere and all of them gather together, and then you have the males that mate with the females, ants and everything. The males die off, of course, and the females become the next queen. So basically, your next generation of queens in the process to continue on the legacy of the family. That's a deep analogy when you really think about it from that point of view. But other than that, though, so I'm like, why the heck they just come out like this? And I forgot. It's getting cooler, so they coming out, they doing their thing. Try not to get in their way when they flying off or whatever, because I want them little buggers on my jacket. But other than that, back to the Steve Jobs and things of that nature, like with the iPhone. Folks just using flip phone and Blackberries. I talked to the homegirl about the BlackBerry because the BlackBerry got a new phone called BlackBerry Key 2, which looks nice. Because I remember back in the day when I had the chirp phones by Boost Mobile, I wanted myself a BlackBerry because of the little keyboard or whatever. And I'm like, damn, a BlackBerry looks dope. You still have the government agencies that still use BlackBerry 900s or the newer ones and everything and stuff like that because it's much more safe. BlackBerry does have a safer, secure information system to which everything is encrypted. Encryption means it's like a long password as it has a whole lot of syllables and letters together that you cannot really get into unless you are an extreme hacker and know how to hack into a program like that. But that's another story for another day. Well, other than that, I was telling the homie, I was like, you know what, dude? I said, for Steve Jobs to solve a problem, for folks to get more information out and get more information to their smartphones and stuff like that, I'm like, Steve Jobs created the iPhone. I'm like, that right there was a problem for a solution for a problem that most of the phone companies at the time didn't know how to relate to. And so he was like, dang, I didn't see it that way. I said, yeah, man. And it really hit me. It's like those that actually face problems and solve problems, truly are the ones that have a bigger bank account. Not the ones that's like, oh, I work hard for what I did. Of course. But through the process of working hard, they was able to solve problems and find solutions to those problems. More problems came, they found more solutions to fix it. I told the same bro, I said, you know what? I said, when we don't have problems, we get too comfortable. When we get too comfortable, that's where our goals and our dreams and aspirations get killed off. And the reason why I get killed off is because we are too comfortable in life, because everything is now set. We living happy ever after and things of that nature, and everything is all good. That's bullshit. And I start to realize that it is bullshit because of the reason we don't have little issues and problems that you cannot solve and find a solution. And guess what? You tend to just be like everybody else. Everybody think they live in a happy dream. But the moment a problem or something happens, everybody crumbles. They curl to a ball. They don't know what to do. So they start crying or start stupid life. They start drinking, start doing drugs, they start doing other stupid stuff. We're not realizing that problem is actually a test. That test is going to push you towards where you need to be at. That test is going to push you towards greatness and getting up at a higher status. Of course, we all gonna have problems in life. That's whatever. But how we deal with those problems, that right there is our story. And if you're in a corporation, you better learn and know how to deal with problems. See, colleges don't teach you this type of shit. The reason why they don't teach this type of shit because they teach you how to be a worker slave for those that you work with. Of course, having a degree is cool, but as you see right now in the American economy and some economies around the world, you can have a PhD and things of that nature, but your job may not get you where you need to get to, or you may not be able to land the job that you want to get for your profession that's on that piece of paper for your degree. So now, what tends to happen is that now, as opposed to getting where you need to get to in life, guess what happens? You work at a Starbucks or something, and then you say to yourself, damn, I wasted all my time at school doing what? I'm not knocking anybody that's going to college and things of that nature. I'm not knocking you guys' degrees and stuff like that. I'm just saying, bigger picture. Because let's say you do get the job that you want from the degree that you have, but a problem comes up and you don't know how to solve it. Now you're looking stupid because now you're looking scared because you don't know how to solve that issue. But the one that's been working the job for something plus years that know how to solve major problems, knows how to get through them, and still has a smile on their face, look at happening things. You look at them like, what the hell? But then they tell you, oh, I'm a problem solver. This is how I make my money. I solve problems and issues. I don't run away from, I challenge them. Then I accomplish. Get to that type of mindset, and I guarantee you start to understand money more better. You start to understand business more better. You start to understand life more better. And then you start to see why those that can take vacations and things take the vacations that they do. Because they know how to solve problems. So those with a bigger bank account are usually the ones that know how to solve problems. Let's continue. For Daily Tips Thursdays, May 24th, 2018, don't overthink. In the words of Nike, just do it. Most of you guys are overthinking too damn much. You're overthinking too much on life. You're overthinking too much about how you pay bills and this and this. Stop overthinking. Stop overthinking. Whatever it is you need to do, just do it. Period. Point blank. Don't need to tell yourself, oh, well, we'll do it tomorrow. No, do it today. Whatever it is, do it. Just do it. Y'all say, what is do it? Hell, I don't know. Wherever it is you guys need to do and accomplish, just do it. Period. Just, oh, damn. Reason why I said that, because like I said before, these ants are coming out. As well, baby crickets. I'm going to get off on this little rock part and things, so these ants are not coming back into the house. That's why y'all hear me stomping on the little rocks and the little bricks. Do. So the ants could get off my pants. Yeah. So the ants could get off my pants. See, I'm solving a problem right now. That is now walking to the ants nest because it's getting cooler. So these little fools is coming out right now because it's cool. And I'm not trying to step in their little trails, whatever, Just try to, make sure they do what they need to do. Because with the sun is out, you don't see that many ants out like that. Let you throw some water, then they all run out. But when it gets cool, that's when all the cool bugs and things come out. The flies go to sleep because they know they can't really fly in the nighttime. But that's where the other part of the life comes and things, where the spiders go ahead and really make their webs and stuff like that. And, ants really do their thing. I mean, mostly everybody is usually active during night. Mammals and insects usually active during night. They're not active during daytime, which is ironic because half of us are more active in the daytime, but some of us is way more active in the nighttime. Usually that happens with me with music sometimes. I get more creative energy, like a creative burst of energy throughout the evening than I do the daytime. I'm really not a daytime person, just to let y'all know. I'm not really a morning person, to let y'all know. I actually like to get my sleep to where I wake up, I'm feeling great. Not when I get up early and I'm like, Other than that, though, don't overthink shit. Just go ahead and do whatever you need to do and accomplish it. Doesn't matter if you have no money or not. I already gave you guys a story of how countless times these past couple of months, whatever, where we really have no money in our bank account, where it's being a negative. I came to the conclusion, I'm just like, fuck it, it is what it is. I still got my health, I still got my family, I still got the things that God has blessed me with, and guess what? I'm going to make something happen out of nothing. Because when I didn't really have no funds to make $100 a month, set up the sound system and everything at my job for the full month and everything, doing the soundboard or whatever, just being humble with that process. Even just with a little bit of money, was able to do a little bit of things I was able to do, but I was still pushing myself towards my goals and my dreams and what I wanted to do and things of that nature, and stuff. So with that, once I start see my paychecks are looking big, but some of the expenses kind of taking away half of the shit, and then other things just randomly pop out, or like I said before, friends, some family members be asking, hey, can you do this? And then you try to ask for it back, motherfuckers don't know hit you back up, whatever. Some do, some don't. But just in the process of that, though, it's like I know how to be humble now. And if I am in a negative for the money, I'm just like, okay, cool. The bank says, they playing games. Because I don't have this in my bank account, so why am I on a negative and I don't have this? It really makes you think. But at the same time, I don't overthink shit anymore. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. Either we're going to do this or we're not. That's it. We're going to do this or we're not. We're not going to do it, cool. We are going to do it, cool. If not, whatever. It is what it is. So, let's continue. And this one really go hit hard home with you guys. So, on Boss Ass Fridays, May 25th, which is today, 2018, I said, I know we talk about grinding out and working on your goals and dreams, etc., but always remember, you have one life to live, so live every day to the fullest. Here's the reason why I had created this one. And the reason why I said this one's going to probably be a tough one a little bit. It's because yesterday was at my job. We was cleaning one of the bigger aircrafts, whatever, and stuff like that. And so it was like a whole lot of crews that's on it, which is knocking it out, whatever. I get downstairs because I was going to grab one of the little bins to put the blankets in. So, knocked it off with a little jet bridge or whatever. Set that job. I looked under at the aircraft and I looked at the front nose of it. I saw a whole lot of not gonna say which company it is, but I saw a whole lot of, there are people out there, and I seen caskets get on an aircraft before. Usually from soldiers and things of that nature, they literally are marked differently, and I've seen how they maneuver a casket to fly out to the state that the person's from on the aircraft, which sometimes that can be kind of creepy when you cleaning that aircraft, because you're not quite sure. Well, some folks will believe it, but for those like me, know that spirits are real and things and stuff like that. Like, you're not quite sure that person's spirit is also going to be right on the aircraft, because you're like, okay, hey, I'm right back home. Well, if God has allowed them to do that, be here a little bit so they can see what's happening, see the rest of their family before they finish it off to the afterlife. One of two places, straight up. But there was a young man that worked at that particular company, though, that I seen this picture up, I think last week, whatever. I'm like, oh no, like something must have happened. I'm like, what is this kid's picture up? Found out that this kid probably could have been younger than me, but he looked young. Got in a motorcycle accident, passed away. So seeing his peoples and everything, the people that he was working with, a lot of them was out there. Because I looked and I was like, black drape, it's a casket, flowers on top. I said, okay, they're doing a memorial for him. And I thought to myself, okay, he's going to be flying on. Well, his body inside the casket is going to be flying on this aircraft towards wherever the destination is. And it really made me think, because overall I work over at LEX, I said it before on one of my podcasts, where it's really a different spiritual energy there, where it's very dark. When I mean dark, it's very dark. It brings the worst out of people. When you bring worst out of people, like with me, whatever kind of dark energy is there over at LEX, it makes me on the outside, where you work on aircraft and stuff, it makes me want to fight other people from the other businesses or whatever. And it depends on who the person is, because you do have you have good people there, but you also have the assholes that like to cut you off and things of that nature, where you're on the service road, things of that nature out there. The ones that, talk down to yourself because they're big and bad because they've been working there for about past couple of years, and you just looking like, motherfucker, you don't know who I is and where the fuck I'm from. So if you want to catch these hands, we can go ahead and, excuse my language, ladies and gents, you just seen the South Central side of me that just came out just now, me saying that. That's why I said I was not trying to curse in this podcast, but my apologies. Okay, so let's get back to the topic at hand. So the topic at hand is with this. Seeing a young man in the casket, and one of our co-workers, she works for both companies, the company I work with and also the other company. Seeing her breakdown and things of that nature, but also just, seeing just seeing the scene right there. I'm like, yo. And then I'm like, it's game time to do what needs to be done. I'm like, that's a young man that was working at this job. Found out he wasn't even from the state of Cali, but from somewhere else. Came out here. I ain't gonna get the details of, out of here, whatever, but it's like, he wasn't from out here. But your body being flown back in the casket back to your family, like, that's hard. And then I started having flashbacks to my great-grandparents' funerals and things the past couple of years. And I'm like, oh, it just brought back a certain heaviness that hit. And I'm like, yo. And I looked at the job, I'm like, I got to get out from here. I'm like, I got to do the things that God has blessed me to do and to create. And I'm seeing myself talk business to certain individuals who, could be weird or whatever, or, folks be like, okay, so-so's misunderstand, I can't really understand this person, woo, but I know just from the Christian values, excuse my language, like I keep saying before my podcast, is I'm a Christian that's not perfect. You guys heard me cuss and stuff just a couple minutes ago. I'm not perfect. I'll let you know in a minute I'm not perfect, period. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say what God has done for me. Even when I had no money in my bank account and needed, some money for, for a little something or whatever, rather be food, whatever, and God came through Don't know how he did it, but he came through for it. I'm like, yo, that's nothing but God. Straight up. Even get it too from work, because I work over at LAX. Trust me, most folks are like, yeah, I work at the airport. Yeah, I work on the outside. It's dangerous. We have folks that don't know how to drive. I think it's a 405 and 110 freeway, and man, I mean, it's a whole different world. Gotta stay prayed up, literally, or you will lose your mind. But just see the young man. I mean, because I didn't get close to the casket, like I said before. When I went to the funerals of my great-grandfather, great-grandmother, then uncle, I think last year or something like that, or the year before last, it was just like, yo. I'm like, I'm cool on that. Too much, like emotional drain. I mean, you feel it spiritually. It's a heaviness. But I said to myself after seeing it, I said, old boy was young. And his coworkers and things, I'm looking at them, I'm like, I'll put this way. I'm looking at them, and I'm like, them other dudes, they older cats. And this is a young cat in this. And I could tell that however he was to the cats over at the job, or that other job, he was truly loved. I mean, like, truly loved by all his coworkers, old and young. Because I saw a whole lot of them break down on him. And yeah, I mean, I put this way, even when they didn't cry, I see on their face, I'm like, man. And this was yesterday. When I saw this. I'm like, that's the type of heaviness that right there is the type of heaviness that really make you reflect on a whole lot of things. So even though we as entrepreneurs, we talk about the grind and stuff like that, live life to the fullest, I mean, you really do need to live life to the fullest. We all not going to be here. I'm not going to be doing all these podcasts and stuff in the next 100 years and things of that nature. These still are going to be played in the year 2109, 2238, 23, 2405, 2507, 26 something, 2113. Y'all figure out why I said 2113, but don't worry about that. We're going to talk about that right now. But other than that, things of that nature, like, almost like, you hear about Harriet Tubman and things of that nature from the 1800s or whatever. But you still be talking about in 2018. So, stuff like that, where everything is going to come into motion. But here's the thing. If you're an entrepreneur, you're working a 9 to 5 and things of that nature, you don't have time to waste to do what God's called you to do. What you need to do is you really need to get on your grind and handle your business. Even if you don't have no money in your bank account, it really doesn't matter. Because to be honest, most businesses that actually get started are usually the ones that get started where you don't have no money in your bank account. When you do have money in your bank account, guess what happens? You can start off the business and whatever, but at the same time, you don't have that part of that passion. You don't have that hunger, that drive to where you need to get to. So what you need to do is you need to boss up, make something happen, and just continue to push and make things get forward. Seeing the young man's casted by the aircraft before they had lit the platform up to put him in the belly of the aircraft and things of that nature to ship his body off to wherever state he was from. Seeing that was hard. And I'm like, you know what? We don't have as much time as we think we have. We keep getting up each and every morning thinking that, okay, we will go to work and do this. Like, tomorrow could be shit. Even, I'll put it this way, because I just seen the vision of me doing a seminar, and I'm telling folks the reality. And the seminar that I had envisioned was this. I'm telling folks straight up, you do not have as much time as you think that you have. Because somewhere, someplace, right now, somebody is leaving this earth straight up in the hospital or through some other circumstance. Somebody has passed on to the other life. Of course, life is reborn through newborn child. A baby that has come to this world to take the place of another that has been called back to the other realm. I let you hear the crickets for a reason, because that's how quick it is. When I had envisioned me saying that to a grand stadium up in the Fidjibos, it was peaceful like this. Well, except for the coffin, the stuff, whatever. But yeah, it was peaceful like this. Because folks is now realizing, oh snap. You know, we pumped up. Hey, Q about to do his thing. He about to say this. Hit you with that one thing. And everybody is quiet and shut up. Reason being, because everybody's now realizing, oh. And it's like, yeah, that oh lets you know that you don't have as much time. Trust me when I say that I've been kind of rushing the past couple of years, a little bit trying to get things done. Where I don't have the inspiration to do things. Because I know that getting older, I'm 30 years old. I'm like, I could look up to be 35. Like, I'm not, that's just why I keep telling myself, I'm not trying to stay over at LEX for another year. October will be 6 years. I'm not trying to stay. Shit, I ain't trying to stay for the rest of June or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you don't need the money for this and this and this. I'm now looking like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not trying to stay. I'm trying to get the music back popping up and everything else I'm doing that God's blessing with. Why? I can make more money doing that in a day, period, than I make in 2 weeks. Making 15 something an hour. And then my paychecks be gone to food, you know, that I, buy in bulks, whatever, you know, so I could try to have for work. So I won't buy nothing from work because it's very expensive to eat upstairs over at my job. And then, you know, little bills here and there, things of that nature and other stuff. So it's like, why go through the same cycle and then get up early in the morning to go to a job that I now truly dislike with a passion, to the point where we have to really pray that we have a cool day. Because if not, my attitude shows when I don't say anything, and my face, like my entrepreneur buddies I be talking about and wants to have phone conversations about, they be like, bruh, you good? Whenever they see me like, bruh, you good? Be like, yeah, I'm sure, I'm just peaceful, you know, I just don't want to be here right now. They be like, bro, wherever it is, you know, just don't worry about what to do. I'm like, yeah, I know. But they be, or they be like, bro, you like you gonna beat somebody's ass. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, if so on other companies, you know, don't stop messing with us and woo, 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 woo. You know, part of the hood comes out of me sometimes. But it's that spiritual energy which I need to bring down. But then God will remind me, it's like, bruh, it's like, chill. He's like, you still got to show an image. Like, you still got to show me through you. Even though, you know, you're behind me, set tripping at work sometimes. But, you know, you need to humble yourself. And especially you talking business with your people. It's like, bruh, you need to tone down a little bit. Oh, trust me, God will talk to you. You will hear God's voice. When you hear His voice, it's trust me, He'll humble you real quick. He'll humble you real quick. It's not trust me, God know how to humble us real quick. And it's no joke either with it. It's no joke with it. Straight up. So with that though, ladies and gents, or just with this podcast alone, from the topics that we had discussed, I just want to say it to you guys. Truly appreciate each and every one of you for listening to these podcasts each and every Friday. I'm going to try to get a new way up to which I have it up on the website ahead of time. I used to do it before. Now it's like, let me do everything on a Tuesday. Because usually on Tuesdays, I'm like fully productive before going back to work. There's a reason why I do have everything set up on Tuesdays. It's so that we can get ready to go to work while you're up, but we still be tired. But other than that, though, hope you guys learn something from these topics today. Because like I said before last week and the week before last, whatever, I don't just say it just to say it. I say it because I also remind myself as to why I'm doing this in the first place. But with that, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a blessed Memorial Day as well. Understand what Memorial Day is really about. I said this last year and I say it again. Truly understand what Memorial Day is really about. It's not about just barbecuing, have a day off stuff. No. Folks die for the freedom for this country and things. Soldiers younger than me and things of that nature that went to different wars died fighting for what they believe in. So don't take that for granted. Especially if you live in the USA. Don't take that for granted. Despite Trump's dumbasses in office, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But other than that, don't take things for granted. Boy, when you work on aircrafts and all the cleaning, you can really see the clarity of somebody's window open, somebody's window is closed, just by the little light that shines. So with that, you guys can follow me on my social media sites and my website at hitrocketproductions.com. Thank you guys once again for tuning into today's podcast. Hope you guys truly enjoy it. Hopefully the last part of the podcast, which I was talking about, really resonate with some of you guys. To really start get working and get things done, period. You don't have as much time as you think you do. So with that, go ahead and make things happen. It's your boy Chinchilla Q, also known as Q Moore of hitrocketproductions.com. Saying peace, sayonara. Catch you guys on the flip side. One love, I'm out. Deuces.